Hello and welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. I'm Maria Espona with ArgIQ, and we are partnering with CDO Magazine, MIT CDO, and the International Society of Chief Data Officers for a series of interviews. Today, we have the pleasure of talking with Dr. Sreeramula Sankaraya. I hope I pronounced it okay. Sankar, for sure.
Yes.
Chief Data Officer of Asia Pulp and Paper, Sankar, Massachusetts, in Jakarta, Indonesia. Even if you collect data about the calls to the doctors, these emergency calls and all these kind of things, you can have an early warning of something that is going on before you have the results of the test. So I developed a model to do that because of my PhD dissertation. And what I suggest is that if you check the data from the pharmacies, the over-the-counter sales, this kind of aspirin, ibuprofen, or these kind of medicaments. And if you check even the transportation and you check another open source data, you can have an early warning that something is coming. Maybe you don't know what, but something is about to arrive and to cause some disruption in the society.
Exactly.
It's amazing what we can do with the data, but at the same point is, and it brings us to our last question, it's something that could be misused. So do you consider that the digital transformation we are going through as a global society needs to include a code of ethics?
So, it's a great question. So digital transformation should have a lot of code of ethics because trust in digital technology cannot be taken into a granted. So that is most of the people takes as a granted. So means digital ethics goes beyond data protection and privacy issues. Most of the people talks about data protection and privacy issues. So if you ask me, beyond that, there are a lot of things are there. When it comes to the trust in digital technologies, currently the focus of every organization attention is mostly on data protection and data privacy, right? So in addition to the privacy, there are other key ethical concepts, mostly, for example, autonomy, non-discrimination, transparency. So the transparency also is a very important, accountability and social justice. Accountability means, so how everyone are accountable. So the data generator to data understanding person to data bringing a meaningful way and also making a decisions. So accountability is a very important as well. If we're looking at the current situations, right, most of the organizations face difficulties in implementing a digital ethics, which are mainly due to lack of organizational lack of recognized ethical regulations to strengthen the society's trust. So in the digital economy, let's say talk about a digital economy, how it is trustworthy, how every common man can trust, and also lack of staff with the necessary skills to do it. So some of the people may not be accountable, some of the people may not have skills as well. So these key things every organization should look into that. And also every successful organization, if you're looking at some of the terms, right, they not only aware of ethical values, but they follow good trust, honesty and fairness and confidentiality and accountability. So every person, they are confident, they are accountable. So these are the some of the successful companies shows. So what, as a data leader, what I bring my own team and what I convey to our organization, it's not about the data protection. Data protection, how see today's trend, however you want to protect, there are ways people to find a ways to steal or whatever things. Yes. The cross paths people usually find it. So let's say you can't, so now you can't block the mobile, so people even take a screenshots. So
Yes.
it should come from trust. So every trust, and everyone should be accountable. So when you trust me, I should trust myself, and I should keep that confidentiality, and I should also be accountable. So that kind of the morals and principles we should teach to every one of organization. So also certain ways of skills. So how you can also keep secure enough the data. So the data is very important, every aspects of business, but it doesn't mean that you're keeping just simply a protection layer, which doesn't bring a lot of benefits. So the mostly what we have to make is how we can bring own trust and accountability. So this is my conclusion for data ethics.
And I think that, thank you so much for what you just explained. And I think that we can add to that what you mentioned at the beginning about communication, putting the data into context. So the C-level, when it's using or it has to understand the data, they understand what they should and no other things. So I think that is another aspect that could be involved in ethics, to provide the information in the way that the one that is receiving it will understand to not misuse it.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Sankar.
You're welcome.